Hey y'all, this is Anna Alexander. Welcome back to my living room as I prepare to watch episode 8 of the Netflix series Arcane. And we're getting down to it, the last 2 episodes. And I'm excited to see where it goes. And I think a funny thing to remember, not only for myself, but for you all, when you're watching a story or when you're watching other people watch a story, and for me especially, when I ask why. I ask why a lot because I'm fascinated by the storytelling process. Why did somebody choose to put a certain element or a certain line of dialogue or a certain direction in a story? That whole process fascinates me because the funny thing about commercial fiction and why it's so great is that you can give the same pieces to 5 different writers. You can say, here's your characters. This is what they look like. This is what they value. This is what they want. These are the 5 story plot points you need to hit, and this is how it needs to end. Go. And you will get back 5 completely different stories. Even if you say, write it in the same genre, you will get 5 completely different set of stories using the same pieces. So that's when I'm watching these, that's what I'm doing. I'm thinking, if I had these pieces, how would I put the story together to tell the same story, but maybe in a different way that might make more sense? And so, so that's what I'm doing when I'm watching. I don't know what, I know some people just watch it to watch. But when I'm watching something, especially that's not in my wheelhouse, I'm constantly breaking down story and asking why. Why was that choice made? For example, the animation in episode 7, the whole beginning intro with Echo and that whole fight scene between him and Jinx before it became the real fight scene and harkened back to them as kids and whatnot. That was a very interesting style choice, and I would love to know why they chose to do it in that way. And the gemstones. I got a whole theory about the gemstones, but I'll share them after we watch, because I know a lot of you are going, let's just get to the reaction. So we will. So we left off with explosion on the bridge. Who's alive, who's dead? I can't say who for certain. Marcus is the only one I could say possibly for certain is dead, but we won't know until we see it. Vi and Caitlin are scurrying off. Caitlin was injured, and we have Victor. Victor, this is why I'm so intrigued about Victor. Because from the moment you knew he had a personal connection with trying to find a way to help better the lives of the people in the underground. So he already had that personal connection. You saw it, you understood it, you could roll with it. And now that he's dying, and you can see he feels that the gemstones are his only salvation, we've got the ticking clock. He's going to make more desperate choices, more dangerous choices. And so, it'll be interesting to see how this all plays out, especially since I am a happily ever after girl. I want things to go well, but I know that sometimes you want to torture your characters, and that's more fun, I guess you could say. It makes for an interesting story if you torture them more. But I want it to end happily ever after. So we shall see. Go into episode 8, Oil and Water. So grab your big fuzzy blanket. At least the snow in my area melted finally. Grab your beverage of choice and let's get to it.
Mark me, child. If you want to last in this world, you must learn to be both the fox and the wolf.
You'd give me a throne?
I will give you the world, child, if you prove you can take it. What should we do with her?
Strip her of her possessions and send her to the far colonies.
She's a symbol of the old regime. Kill her now.
We can show the people we are merciful.
There's no mercy.
Whoa, that was a harsh lesson. Whoa.
It's gone. It was all for nothing.
Very interesting animation choice there with her split. And again, she's watching her sister be taken away from Silco.
Sir, we've secured the area. I've got orders to escort you back into the city. You all right?
Yeah, Jace doesn't strike me as the guy who's been in the nitty-gritty, dirty trenches of just upheaval. in any capacity.
Who lives here? Another counselor friend of yours?
She's from the Undercity.
So I see. Could we have a word?
My actions! You know what else reflects on the council? It's citizens living on the streets, being poisoned, having to choose between a kingpin who wants to exploit them and a government that doesn't give a shit.
Caitlin. I'll schedule an audience.
I think she should just go right to Jace.
Her injuries are severe.
You think I can't see that? She won't die, Doctor. She can't.
Please understand this is for your own sanity.
That was for him. Oh.
I too once had a daughter.
Oh.
Silco isn't taking guests.
Not a problem. Wasn't here for him. Thought I might bend you here.
She's turned once.
This is your plan? Undermine Silco by making a half-ass play of my ego?
He's slipping. And here you are, shoveling his shit. Ego is one, brains another. You aren't the only one dissatisfied with his performance.
Your Jace Talus has turned his eye to hextech weaponry.
Wow, word gets around fast.
War is coming. You've let the problems of your Undercity fester too long. I'm here to help guide you to the right decisions.
I don't need your guidance.
We'll see. I'm off to sample the local cuisine.
That's what you call it. Oh. Heimerdinger went to the underground? Oh. What could he be looking for?
Oh, ingenious.
It's designed for the fissures. Air is denser.
Oh, are you all right, lad?
No.
What are you doing on this side of the river?
I wanted to offer my assistance to the citizens of the Undercity, but it seems I'm unwelcome.
I don't know how I'm gonna get down there with my leg busted and, well, you're holding my ride.
Heimerdinger and Echo team up is not something that I saw coming, and I am fascinated.
Do they teach military history at your academy, Mr. Tallis?
It's, Counselor Tallis. And I'm not sure.
Oh, this is a mind move. Like, wow.
I do have other matters, so if you'll excuse
The
me.
threat of the Undercity is real. Your leadership is impotent.
Ooh.
You have the passion of youth. I have experience. But if you don't accept certain realities, I fear you'll end up like General Parlek, slaughtered with your eyes closed.
But who will be doing the slaughtering is the real question.
The sheriff betrayed us. We need better information.
One man leads these efforts. Silco.
We've done investigations of Silco. They yielded no such level of organization.
And who led these investigations?
When do we say enough is enough?
Jace, you don't know war. I do. It must be our last resort.
She's right.
You want to negotiate with him? It may be the only way to avoid further bloodshed.
So this is when we get the suck and suck your choice, which is great.
I can fix this.
You can't. This is how things are, how they've always been. I was so stupid to think it could change. We tried, okay? It wasn't enough.
What about us?
Oil and water. Wasn't meant to be.
But what did he do to himself? That does not look stable. Oh no. Knock first. is it doing? Oh, okay. Was that because she didn't have shimmer in her? And so it disintegrated her? Oh. Or did it liquefy her? Ooh. Ooh.
I could have you arrested.
You guys really like to bandy that threat around. You ever been to Stillwater?
No.
Yeah.
I want to make Silco pay.
I want in.
There is no in. You heard the council.
Fuck the council. You said you were tired of doing nothing.
She found the gauntlet.
Someone close to me had a pair of these. Of everyone up here, you're the one she trusted to do something. Take out his manufacturing facilities. Hit him hard and fast before he can react. So, we got a deal, pretty boy?
So that's the kind of clashing I wanted since episode 1. I'm so glad we're finally getting it. Who does she got with her? Jeez. Oh man. There's no. Whoa. So you only made one hex tech and armed it with yourself. Does he have any fighting skills or background of being able to... Oh, here comes... I did not know we would get this pairing in this episode. This is delightful. He's got a little powder, like action to firing a weapon of that magnitude. Oh, it's just a little boy. Oh no. Oh no. Welcome to war. Oh. Yeah, I was afraid Jinx was going to be in the room with her. So these are the kind of mashups and meshings that I wanted earlier on in the season. And I'm so glad we're finally getting them now. I just wish we got them sooner. Yeah, because as I was saying earlier, there's no one right way to tell a story. It's just that when you put something together, you can't affect how your consumer is going to be engaged or interested in it. They'll either be hooked right away or they'll be turned off, or it's going to be that really, really slow burn. You cannot control how they're going to accept your content. So for me, this is the stuff I wanted earlier, because those gemstones, as I was saying earlier, those gemstones really had nothing to do with the underground for the longest time, because when Vi and the gang went to rob the Kiramans, they had no idea those stones were there. And even when they left, they had no idea those stones were there or what they were doing. So that whole them breaking in, causing chaos that brought the enforcers' attention down to them in the underground, that could have been accomplished with anything. The gemstone itself and Jace and those guys, not required to make that inciting incident happen. Same thing down with like episode 3. They established that powder makes weapons that fail. So it could have been anything that brought down the building with their family in it. It did not require the gemstone. So for the longest time, those two storylines, Piltover and the underground, were kind of floating like out this. They really, truly did not have a whole lot to do with each other. So if I were to play with these pieces, I would have made the gemstones way more pertinent to the fact. making example, let's say the kids find these stones. They don't know that there could be a potential weapon, but they know they hold great power and value that they can then use to make themselves more powerful in the underground against Silco or whoever else is keeping them down, whether it's the man, whatever. But they recognize that there's power to these gemstones to start with. They just don't know what. And then them knowing that they took them down would then force Topside into more of a conflict, knowing that the underground has got something that's powerful. It's just a little minor tweak like that that would have made the storylines a bit more in line and conflict with each other earlier on than waiting until episode 4 and 5. Because this stuff's great. This stuff that's happening now, I'm so excited to see. I'm not sure where they're going with Victor. I guess we shall see as well. But episode 9 should be a doozy, and I'm excited to see it. I'm still processing. Yeah. So thank you so much for joining me on this adventure. I do appreciate any time that you have to spend with me, and I hope to see you again in the future. So until next time, y'all.